What is going on, YouTube? Maverick Hunter Justin here with episode 1 of my new series. I'm doing 5th gen set lists, set guides for people for 4th gen pokes that get a big change as far as moves and abilities and items, as well as some 5th gen pokes which people might not be familiar with. This is just for anybody who who thinks they don't like the 5th gen and maybe doesn't know too much about it and wants to learn some more and see what the guys kind of do and how the game has changed so far. It's pretty much like Smogon, only in video form. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in here to the first guy. We're just gonna start off with the first fully evolved poke in the Pokedex and go with Venusaur. He really does get a pretty big change as far as usability and potential this generation, because he does get the new ability in the Dream World, Chlorophyll, and because of this new Dream World where you can go in and catch Pokemon with new abilities, the Wi-Fi area, the Pokemon have new abilities and stuff like that. And as you may or may not know, Drought and Drizzle have been added into standard play. It's not just Kyogre and Groudon anymore. Ninetales gets in the Dream World gets Drought, and Politoed gets Drizzle. So yeah, there's weather everywhere in 5th gen. 5 out of 10 teams are going to have some sort of weather. So yeah, that's another reason why this Venusaur can find a niche really easy, is because a lot of people use weather. So you can use this either as a counter to someone else's weather team, or you can use it on a weather team of your own. So yeah, let's jump right in here and get to the set. So the EVs are pretty standard sweeper, max special attack and max speed, and then you can just dump the last 6 off into HP. Surprisingly enough, he actually is still decently bulky. He does have a little bit of natural defense to him, so he can still take a few hits even though he's a sweeper. And as far as the nature goes, we're going to go with a modest nature, which is plus special attack, minus attack. And the reason we're going with modest, not timid, is because he does have a base 80, which if you do neutral, is 259, and that doubled is going to be like upwards of 500 in the sun. So you really don't need the extra speed. It's the power that he can be lacking. So you definitely want to go with modest over timid. And as far as the moves go, I listed my moveset first, and then everything back farther from it is other options you could put on there. Mine has Solar Beam, Hidden Power, Fire, Toxic, and Venoshock. We'll start off with the first slot, is the Grass Stab. Solar Beam, excellent choice. It's always been a popular grass stab for all the chlorophyll users, Blossom, stuff like that. But if you're afraid of the weather switching, because like I said, there are quite a few weathers this gen. If you're afraid of somebody else having contradicting weather and trying to change it on you, and you don't want to get caught charging up if somebody brings in the rain or hail or sand, you can go with Leaf Storm. Always a nice option. Unfortunately, he's not gonna. This Venusaur is not gonna appreciate the special attack drop too much, but you can work around it how you see fit. And actually, surprisingly enough, Giga Drain is actually a pretty decent stab this generation. For those of you who don't know, Giga Drain's base power got increased, and as well as Drain Punch. But Giga Drain and Drain Punch, they both got boosted from 60 base power in 4th gen to 75 base, which is the equivalent of moves such as Brick Break, to give you a little indication of their power. So now it's actually a viable stab on grass type offensive Pokemon, not just defensive, trying to gain back some health. Number 2, Hidden Power is going to be there no matter what, because special attackers, that's usually what they go with, especially when they don't have a huge move pool to go with as far as type coverage. I chose Hidden Power Fire because that's just the standard chlorophyll sweeping choice. You go with Hidden Power Fire, get the boost from the sun, take out opposing grass types. I do predict to see Venusaur maybe not in an OU tier, but in a lot of OU battles. So there are quite a few steel types up in OU. And Hidden Power Fire is just all around a nice attack to have, especially against threats like Caesar and the new Pokemon, Ferrothorn. He is a beast. Anybody who's used him can vouch that he is well enough just by himself to put Hidden Power Fire on a special poke. Hidden Power Rock takes care of all of a grass type's weaknesses. If you have a pure grass type and you give them a rock type move, it takes care of 4 of their 5 weaknesses, being fire, bug, flying, and ice. The only one not covered there is poison. But being that Venusaur is part poison, having a ground type move to take out the poison types seems kind of contradictory. So I would go with Hidden Power Rock as a secondary choice. But if you do want to take out other poison types that you normally couldn't really touch, you can go with Hidden Power Ground, as well as if depending on the team that you're setting up and who you have, Hidden Power Ground is also very good against if somebody has a heat-proof Bronzong, or against the infamous Heatran who's still running amok. Hidden Power Ground is definitely a decent option there as well. Number 3, I go with Toxic, and the reason I go with Toxic, I'll tell you in just a minute. Besides the obvious badly poison and get some residual damage, and sweepers like having as much damage as possible to ensure some KOs. But I'll get to that in just a minute. Leech Seed is nice for some extra recovery if you want to do sort of like a tank type set. If you want to change his EV spread a little bit, he's still good as Leech Seed, especially when he's going to be outspeeding people with over 500 speed in the sun. And his last slot right here on number 3 could be Growth, which actually changed this generation now too. It works just like the move Work Up, also known as Cheer Up in Japan. Now it's called Work Up in America, or the English version, I should say. It raises your physical attack and special attack by 1 stage, but Growth is solely for Grass-type Pokemon. So he does get access to that, which is cool. You can use a couple Growths and bust out some more power. The last spot, the one that I do, is paired up with Toxic. It's a new move this gen called Venoshock. It's a very cool move. It's special. It's 65 base, and it is poison type. You might be asking yourself, why not just go with Sludge Bomb? It's got more power, and it has a chance of poisoning and all that kind of stuff. Well, the thing with Venoshock is if someone is poisoned or toxic, either way, if someone has the poison status on them, an opponent, and you hit them with Venoshock, that Venoshock is going to double in power. So instead of 65, that's right, you're going to have 140 power, and he gets a stab from that. That is a lot of damage to anybody who doesn't resist it. So that's what I do. That's my preference. I can Toxic some people, spread that around, or maybe put him on a team with somebody who's already Toxicking so I don't have to waste a turn, and just Venoshock the hell out of people, and it's going to do a lot of damage. But if you'd rather do something else, you can go with Sludge Bomb. It's a very nice stab. It's still going to do a lot of damage. Or if you are running a little bit of a bulkier set, or maybe you're running a Life Orb and you want to heal off some of that residual damage for longevity, you can put Synthesis, which is a very nice addition to this set. Like I said, if I were to run Synthesis, it would probably be to couple with a Life Orb. So you KO a few Pokemon, take some Life Orb damage, and you don't want to get too low in case somebody's got priority, you can just Synthesis up, which will heal 2/3 because it is in the sun, and it's going to heal back all that Life Orb damage. I personally run the Black Sludge item, which is the equivalent of leftovers for poison types. In case somebody tries to trick me, it's going to poison them, and I can hit them with Venoshock that way. You could also run the Life Orb, do some more damage, or Choice Specs to really get some power in there. And because he's going to have over 500 speed, with Choice Specs, Max Modest, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. You can make a very nice revenge killer. So yeah, everybody, this is been Maverick Hunter Justin. This is my first episode, and I hope you like it. I hope it helped you. Venusaur is definitely a force to be reckoned with in 5th gen as far as sweeping goes. He's still a very good tank and a very good wall as far as bulk. But yeah, if you're looking for something new, maybe fill in a sweeper for your team. Like I said, he's a very good counter for us if you're running a separate weather team, or he's a very good sweeper if you are running sun. So yeah, definitely look into Chlorophyll Venusaur. He can definitely As you've seen from this video, he can definitely fill a lot of roles. He can do a lot of different things, and it's a little bit kind of hard to predict what he can do. So yeah, take a look into him, and I will catch you guys at the next video. Leave a comment down below if you do like this video, if you do like having some of these little reference of mine, and you do want to see more, feel free to hit that little thumbs up. It definitely helps the video get noticed and spread it around. Yeah, and subscribe to me, of course, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.
Take away your broken misery. I can't always